Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's semi-original guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advance Wars by Web, bringing you round 3 of the official Classy Boy Tag Team Tag Tournament. These are members of my Discord community that are battling it out tag team tag style for the honor of being called whatever they want to be called in my Discord. Today we have Team Fallout versus Team Untitled Goose Team. So we have a very good one. Untitled Goose Team will be Goose and the P-Dog 954 versus Team Fallout, which is Winter Fox and Dark Raider. So we have a very cool one here today, folks. We are on Malachite Trail. This is the Team Battle Malachite Trail. So this is a mixed team, mixed base matchup here. So we have a little bit of airport support. Center armies are more focused towards the land battle, while the side armies are focused around the land and aerial combat. So, very interesting matchup that we have here today. So, we have gone with a very interesting amount of COs here. So, we have an Olaf and Andy, an Olaf and Andy, an Olaf and Andy, and a Sammy and an Andy. So, based. We're going to be seeing lots of global damage here, folks. So this is going to be a twofer today. So we are going to be covering both rounds of round 3. So we have a second game after this one. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this one and see what went down. Alrighty, folks. So on the first few days, you guys know the deal. Standard infantry builds. You gotta get the infantry on the field. It is the #1 priority in Advance Wars by Web. Number 2 priority in Advance Wars by Web is making sure that you communicate with your teammate during a team battle, because synergy is important, folks. You gotta synergize with your ally so that you know the proper order of attack to go in. And you also have to synergize so you know what properties go for. So you can see that both teams are spreading out their caps pretty good so far, you know, just sort of spreading out their terrain right now. So not too bad at all. So we got a bunch of caps. We have airports that have been capped now by the Dark Raider and the P-Dog 954. So very nice indeed. We have a recon buy over here from Dark Raider. So very cool. We're gonna see if a recon is super effective on this map or not. Now, I believe recon definitely has a lot of versatility on this map. I mean, it is right by a road, so it's gonna be able to get a metric ton of movement. That is 100% for sure. Now, I feel like this map, even though the HQs are covered by a black boat, I feel like they're still very exposed. So we're going to see if that really plays a factor in here, because we do have a line of attack here. Technically, this base is kind of by itself. It does have an ally over here and vice versa, but you could potentially have 3 bases, this base and this base over here. So you could have potentially 3 bases funneling on an HQ over here, so you do have to be very careful on this map. There's lots of possibilities for some trickery to happen. So let's see what happens. We got the T-Copters built, so very good. You gotta get them T-Copters on the field. And we are dropping onto the good old-fashioned comm tower. Maybe gonna be acquiring that comm tower very soon here. And we are at Goose's turn here. Does have a tank on the field, so let's see where he sends. Ooh, nice. Sending it right over to the HQ side of the map. Going for a risky capture over here on the left-hand side. There is a possibility of an interrupt for that infantry, but got nice coverage with an infantry here, and decent coverage over here if he decides to go in for like a 2-shot over here, but it would be kind of risky, especially considering that we do have the anti-air there. So I could see like maybe a 1 attack interrupt, but this would leave this base kind of vulnerable as well. You don't really want to be losing too many units this early in the game. It is only day 5, folks. Winter Fox also has an artillery purchase, and that is locking down a city right now. Very nice lock. Double artillery over here from the Winter Fox. Very nice indeed. Oh, and that recon gets value. Look at that. Shot him all the way ahead and damages that infantry of P-Dogs all the way down to 3. Savage hit, folks. Savage hit indeed. We drop off to attempt to acquire the comm tower. We built a tank over on the left-hand side from Dark Raider, so looking pretty strong. Dark Raider does go for that interrupt as well. on Cryo Goose's property over here, like I thought might happen. Now this could result in the KO of an infantry, but has a tank to back it up over here. Cryo Goose does not have a tank over here in order to back this up as well, so if he goes in with that tank, it's going to be very devastating. Gonna result in the loss of a unit for sure. Now Dark Raider definitely dominating the map right now with this recon and this tank build, but I don't think Cryo Goose is very far behind over here. He's got the tank and the anti-air ready to go, ready to deny airport usage over here. But Winter Fox, double artillery plus recon right now, like that is absolutely massive. That could potentially do some massive damage. But P-Dog is coming in here with the battlecopter buy. Beast battlecopter buys here, folks. Ooh, Cryo Goose acquires the comm tower, does go for the double attack on that infantry, completely annihilating it. Does leave himself open to a tank strike plus infantry strike right here. Brings the infantry forward to actually, hopefully, maybe assist this this penguin over here, but we'll see what happens. He is going to need a tank on the field if he's going to do anything over here. But he does send his bank, or he sends his tank far forward over here to attack this infantry. Now that is a wonderful play. That is going to slow down the capture game of Dark Raider quite a bit. Dark Raider invests a lot of utility, a lot of funds into that early recon, sending it all the way up here. Does not have a whole lot of tank support down here, or vehicle support in general. Has busted out a mech though, so we'll see if that plays a factor. Now Dark Raider could potentially block this tank in, but when we have an infantry right here, that is not a block that's going to be super effective. Now Cryo Goose doing the smart play right here, busting out the old tanky boys, so I do like that indeed. Nice play, Mr. Cryo Goose. Nice play indeed. And the artilleries are moving in from Winter Fox. Busts out the anti-air to counter the battlecopters. A very nice build here. I would say the Dark Raider is in a little bit of trouble down in this corner here. Definitely with the threat of a battlecopter and a tank coming down, and plus with all this right here, it's going to be very risky. But Dark Raider does have 14,000 funds in the bank, so is going to be able to buy that double tank turn if he chooses right here. Recon, oh my god, Recon is just going wild over here. It's it is all the way over here, deep into the Winter Fox's territory. So that is fantastic. This guy is going to be super defended over here. Might even be able to front shift all the way over here and start attacking P-Dog in the opposite corner. So definitely retreating to the safety of his ally there. I do like that indeed. Busts out with the double tank buy. That's what you like to see, folks. Get the tanks on the field. Number 3 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. Alright. P-Dog going for them caps. Now P-Dog is playing as Sammy, so the caps are going to be nearly guaranteed every single time he goes for them. Now, I think maybe he's chosen to play Sammy because of the threat of being able to cap this HQ. Maybe they're planning on doing some sort of combined assault to grab this HQ. Now, that is definitely a possibility, but on day 7 is far too early to tell. Ooh, Cryo Goose being super aggressive, attacking another infantry, denying Dark Raider that income. But this is going to result in the strike of a tank right here. First strike of a tank. So that is going to be quite curious indeed. Now it does manage to KO an infantry over here. Continues the capture down here all the way down to 9. Join caps 4. Going to take several days in order for that to go through. We got an error report over here. Let's try to get rid of that. Okay, I think we were roughly right around here. Had a little bit of an error there, but we are back in business. Alright, so bust out the tank and bust out the recon ends turn. So not too shabby. Like I said, this is going to result in the attack of a tank right here, but it's Winter Fox's turn. So let's see what he does. Caps the property, sitting at 14,000 income. Oh boy, that is a hefty amount of income. Hefty amount of income indeed. Now, the only person that hasn't reached that very good threshold so far is Cryo Goose. A little bit behind in the capture game, but has 3 caps along the way here. So definitely 2 of them are guaranteed. This one could potentially be interrupted by an infantry, but It's looking pretty good. He's going to be able to get some funds. Now, Winter Fox doesn't really do too much this turn. Does push out a little bit. Threatens a cap over here. Threatens a cap on the comm tower. And just pushes the units forward. Now, P-Dog definitely got a little bit of some forces here. So, very nice. Let's see what Dark Raider does with this infantry. I want to see what happens with this hero infantry. We have 2 attacks on infantry over here. The hero recon, I mean, let's see what happens with the hero recon. We do have a tank strike, so that's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Block off the tank. Recon and just rolls up here. So recon, I don't know where it's going, but it's going somewhere. Alright, so that was a pretty big hit. Now, we are going to be getting 3 captures over here from Crowder. So that's going to put him up to 13k, so that's going to be very nice. P-Dog sitting down at 15k at the moment. That is quite a massive chunk of cash. Goes up and strikes an infantry. Free hit right there. Not too bad at all. Busting out with the mechs. You love to see it, folks. You love some mech buys as Sammy. Very nice stuff. Alright, Cryo Goose acquiring those 3 properties. Blocking the tank. Ooh, look at this little place. We block the tank. Or block the infantry. Join the tank. How much funds does that? Gives us 2k. Alright, so gives us 2k. What can we do with an extra 2k? We buy a mech. And we have 9k left. We can buy another mech. Ooh. Oh, okay. We are floating 6k over here from the Cryo Goose. That is very interesting. Let's see what he manages to do with a floated 6k. That's going to give him 19k next turn. Are we going to be seeing a classy medium tank buy? Or are we gonna? What are we going to be seeing here? I'm excited to see it, whatever it is. Oh, Winter Fox busting out with the first classy medium tank of the game. Beautiful buy over there. Absolutely legendary buy. You love to see it, folks. Now, Dark Raider going up with the double tanks and threatening a cap on the city. Looks like that cap is definitely going to be going through. And we got the recon pushing down again. This recon has literally gone from this side of the map all the way around and is now over on this side of the map. Like, what a legend. Got the battlecopter on the field, dropping off an infantry. Day 8, P-Dog rolling up, capture more properties, doing the boosty with the transfer copter, busting the tanks down south. And we are threatening a flip on one of Dark Raider's properties. Now, Dark Raider being one of the players that does have 15k at the moment, if P-Dog does manage to flip this property, which it looks like is going to happen, because he's Sammy, that is going to swing him to 16 to 14 over here, which is going to be absolutely massive. That's going to be a huge economy lead. Oh my god, and we're actually threatening another capture. Now, this one's not going to go through, because this one can be double interrupted here. However, if it is double interrupted, we undergo the threat of being hit by a tank, mechs, and mechs. So yeah, that is not safe. That's a beautiful placement over here from P-Dog. Absolutely wonderful awareness. The mechs are coming in clutch for this capture right here. Alright, Cryo Goose atop of the board. Look at this, double clear after getting hit with the tank right here. Manages to clear, goes down, clears a mech, and then gets a first strike on a tank. What a nice little set of attacks. That's actually quite wonderful. Love to see it. Busts out the classy medium tank. That is what I'm talking about, Cryo. See, I knew we were friends for a reason. There we go. Love to see it, folks. Love to see it. Alright. Boom. We are going for the interrupt on the property. We are going to be sacrificing a recon and most likely an infantry to do so, but we acquire, or we stop that capture, so that's good. And plus, if P-Dog does go up and attack here, and maybe attack here, he will lose 2 mechs. He could attack this one, this infantry, with his infantry. But whatever he attacks with, he's probably going to be losing. But Winter Fox does have nice control over this area, and is actually pushing over here pretty hard. Does have a threat very, very soon of getting the artillery into position to start blasting on the black boat, which is going to leave the HQs vulnerable here, folks. It's going to be quite good. We get a double hit on the anti-air. That is going to allow the copter to come up and roam around freely. there is a battlecopter right here, but Sammy battlecopter versus Olaf battlecopter with an anti-air. We're not going to be winning that fight, folks. Oh my god, look at Dark Raider go down here, threatening another flip. With the backup from Winter Fox here as well. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We cannot stop that. The only person that could potentially stop this capture would be P-Dog. And if he wants to stop that capture, he's going to have to sacrifice a tank to do so, which is not a very good position to be in. Plus, Dark Raider is super close to getting Blizzard. Crowd Goose does have Blizzard. So, I mean, while the Blizzard is not going to be affecting any Olafs, it is going to affect Sammy. So that's the only difference in this matchup here. Everybody is safe from snow except for Sammy. Sammy doesn't have that luxury, unfortunately. Alright, moving up with the tank, because the tank is actually less powerful than the mech. So, nice little move right there. Although we do have medium tank strike, and then we have anti-air strike. And then we have recon strike, but I don't know if that's necessarily worth it to push in. Alright. I mean, all the armies are looking very strong here. P-Dog, I think, is definitely ahead in the overall economy game at the moment. 86k is what he's floating. Crowd is a little bit behind when it comes to this, but it is his turn. He's going to be able to do some damage and pump out some units here, and especially with that classy medium tank on the field, we're definitely going to be seeing some action coming from that guy here. So we interrupt the capture, move the medium tank onto a very safe tile right here, looking pretty good. We're threatening another cap, a little bit of an overextended cap, but it is gonna, I mean, it's not necessarily, I mean, it might actually stop Dark Raider from getting the property. I mean, he's gonna have to do most likely a 3-pronged attack. It looks like we do have a 3-pronged attack that we can do with the infantry and then move up the capture, but I mean, it's a pretty fair attempt for sure when it comes to captures. So let's carry on here. Winter Fox, the pink units here, we are moving. Got the, oh no, he busts out the stinky Neo tank. Alright, busting out the stinkiest of units, but is going to be a very, very powerful unit, especially in the mixed-base format here. Now, let's see what this guy manages to do. Alright, Dark Raider flips it, gets 17 properties. Oh my god. Team Fallout is looking very, very strong at the moment here. Ooh, and busts out the battlecopters. We do get that interrupt. We go in with the tank to interrupt. Bust out another battlecopter, another recon, and it is day 10. P-Dog is pushing forward, utilizing those transports as much as he can. He even utilizes the black boat move right here and just forms a nice, decent wall. Busts out a classy medium tank of his own. Definitely going to need something to contend with the stink of this Neo tank up here. So classy medium tanks, that's the way to go right here. Especially with 17,000 funds. Can't really afford anything else. So let's see what it manages to do. Just death balls himself over here. Now it is the Crowd Goose's turn. Crowd Goose's medium tank right now is virtually uncontested, so it is going to be able to just run circles around here. Let's see what he manages to do. We get the interrupt. We one-shot an infantry on a road, so easy money right there. Alright, we don't attack the infantry on the city. That's actually a pretty smart move. That would not be a very good hit. Is our medium tank in range of this copter, though? No, we're not. Okay, cool. Beautiful. Alright, Winter. Forming a very defensive line. Oh my god. The Stinky Boy and the Classy Boy right here. Oh my god. They are pushing this front super hard. Artillery backup as well. That is a massive push over here. Now, Winter realizes that he can't really fight into this section, so he's pulling back. Smart move. You don't want to be fighting into that. Double anti-air build right here. This is getting wild. We get a double hit on an infantry, threatening the cap or the flip on one of Crowd Goose's properties. Poor Crowd Goose doesn't really have a whole lot of funds at the moment, so losing Another property here is going to be pretty massive. Dark Raider pulling back as well. He's not going to be able to contend with that medium tank, so he's forced to pull back, build a medium tank of his own. Builds the classy medium tank of his own. That's the way to do it, folks. P-Dog does have enough money floating right now to bust out another classy medium tank. I don't know if it's necessarily the play at the moment. Maybe a battlecopter might be pretty good, but I mean, threat of 3 anti-airs at the moment. It's going to be pretty questionable. I'm not sure what he should buy at the moment. I would say indirects are definitely going to be playing a major role in the upcoming days here. But you're going to have something pretty good over here. Now, this indirect is in a good spot right here, but this isn't a one-shot. Okay, so that's not a one-shot. So he can't actually break the line. Unless Neotank... Wait... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he won't be able to break the line. Okay, Goose slightly pulling back, attempting to flip another property here. Going rogue with the recon. The rogue recon moves up and just strikes down an infantry way up north. Brings the classy boy back. Puts the anti-air in the front of the army, daring this copter to push up, folks. And then, unfortunately, on this day, Winter Fox was unable to continue. He unfortunately timed out of this match, which is very unfortunate considering that Dark Raider and Winter Fox are in an incredibly strong position at the moment. P-Dog definitely has the overall lead when it comes to army value and units, but this is such a strong force that it is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. That does leave Dark Raider all by himself to attempt to fight the rest of the game. Now, I won't really waste too much time with this one, but Dark Raider does attempt to fight. He pushes in. It snows, but unfortunately, fighting 2 armies is just not enough. It's not enough, unfortunately. At this point, P-Dog does finish the capture on the HQ and eliminates him by capture. So, unfortunate end to that match indeed, because like I was saying, oh my god, I would have loved to have seen how this game would have went from this point, because maybe he pushes here, maybe P-Dog counters. You never know, folks. You never know, and unfortunately we will never know. But that was part 1 of 2 rounds of round 3. So let's go ahead and get into the second part. Alrighty, folks, part 2. Now we have the Beasts of Prey, Lionheart and War Puppy, facing off against Team Cannon Fodder, which is myself and Akiz May. Now, we have chosen to go a little bit different for this one. We didn't want to do a whole lot of Olafs because we did Olafs last time, so we wanted to go a little bit different. So Lionheart and War Puppy, they've gone for a combination of Kindle Andy and Max and Andy. Now, I think Kindle is going to be very strong on this map, and Max is going to be very strong on this map. And Andy, he's just a wonderful backup. You love Andy. Old average Andy. Now, Akiz May has gone with Kindle Andy, and I've gone with Eagle Andy. Now, I chose Eagle because I like Eagle. I don't know if he's necessarily the strongest pick on this map, but he does have access to 2 airports. So I was figuring that, you know, if I can hold off long enough for a lightning strike, then maybe things could be pretty good for me. But we shall see what happens in this one, folks. So without further ado, we are just going to do one small thing. We are just going to change the color of War Puppy. We are going to make him purple or pink. No, we're going to make him purple. Or it's purple. Purple lightning. Beautiful. I think that'll be very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay, so left. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this one here, folks. You guys know the deal with this one. Standard infantry builds in the first few days because you got to get the infantry on the field. It is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. Alright, we'll skip all the way to day 4. So this is when things are starting to get a little bit different here. So War Puppy obviously busting out with tank right away. Got standard capture chains going back. Probably going to be capping the airport pretty soon. Basically the same thing is going on over here. You know, I have decided to go and get my airport, and I have a few forward caps and built the tank over here. So Lionheart opening up with the recon. Now this is the second early recon that we have seen on this map. We have seen last time just how strong the early recon is, but I did build the tank hopefully to ward off the recon so I didn't lose too much too quickly. Keysmate's moving up with the infantry, busting out a tank of his own, and I am moving my tank forward. Now I'm not going to be able to get this property because if I go and get this property, then he's going to move in with the recon, he's going to move in with the tank. If I move in and attack with my tank, I lose my tank to Kindle. So we don't want to be doing that. I don't think that's really the way to go yet. So I'm going to go north. War Puppy finishes off a bunch caps here, sends the infantry down, sends his tank down, basically mimicking my movements over here. So I think that's pretty good. I think this is sort of the route to attack the HQs, because that's my idea here, is I want to attack this HQ because I think it's definitely possible to take the HQ if we're fast enough. But Lionheart did base skip in order to get this early tank out. Might have to base skip again, but he's going to go with an artillery today, so that's a pretty good buy. Artillery is going to be super strong. Infantry, standard infantry. You got to get them on the field, folks. Alright, we're going to continue on. Got another tank build over here from Aki's, so we are both going to be trying to push over here to this HQ. Send the transport copter up to acquire that comm tower. And just spreading my infantry out. Now this tank is getting dangerously close to me and I don't really like it. That's going to be a free shot over here, but I obviously had to finish the capture. But unfortunately it is going to result in a free strike of a tank. But he doesn't go for it. He goes for Aki Maze infantry over here, which is, well, it's good for me, but it's also bad for me because that's my partner. So I don't really want him to attack either of us. It'd be nice if he just left us alone. But this is a Advanced Wars battle. And in Advanced Wars battles you can expect maximum violence, especially from Max. Max is the king of maximum violence. Alright, we have Lionheart coming up here and attacking my tank from a shoal, doing a not too shabby trade. You know, takes it down all the way to 6, and then he goes up and interrupts my capture here with the recon. Now, I did put my tank on the city to try to sway him away from attacking it, but Lionheart is a master of the game. Goes up and just takes the engagement anyways. Absolutely no fear from this man, I swear to God. Alright. Akia's, though, playing as Kindle, moves his tank onto a city and now is threatening an attack over here. So I think that is quite nice. It is my turn. Now, I'm obviously going to be capping the comm tower, but am I going to go for this attack right here? We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm unable to capture this property due to the artillery, so we're not going to be getting that anytime soon. I do continue the capture, and then I go for the attack. Take them all the way down to 4, so we're even once again. Now, I felt confident doing this attack because Aki is here to back me up, so I figured that was good enough. Alright, build the battlecopter and pass turn. Now, it is War Puppy's turn. Does have multiple tanks on the field, so let's see what he manages to do with that amount of pressure. This tank doesn't really have too many options considering there's a tank right here, so he brings it all the way down. Very defensive position, very offensive. He's going to be able to attack this area quite easily, forcing me to buy a tank. Now I've swapped to Andy also, if you guys can see here. Now the whole reason why I swapped to Andy is because it's going to take a very long time for me to get the lightning strike, so I figured that I would be able to get value out of Andy before I would get value out of Eagle. So that's the whole thought process with that. Is it necessarily the right move? Probably not, but it is the move that I have decided to go with. So that is what we're doing, folks. I am going to have faith in old average Andy, but unfortunately I lose a capture right here and I have been interrupted over here. So yeah, my greed has gotten the best of me right there, folks. Number 3 priority in Advanced Wars Byweb is try not to be greedy if you can prevent it. Because most of the time, if you're trying to be greedy, well, things don't really work out for you. But sometimes they can. You know, it just depends on how crafty you are with your greed. Alright, acquire the comm tower, bring the battlecopter up. And I put my tank in a more defensive position. And I passed turn. So not really much else that I think I could do there. So it is going to be War Puppy's turn, playing as Max, captures the comm tower. That is a dangerous Max. That is a 130% firepower Max. Not the kind of Max that you want to be dealing with when it comes to direct combat. Alright. So not really too much going up top here. You know, we have basically just infantry staring at each other. Nothing really going on there. Now it is Lionheart's turn. See what he manages to do. Going up, capturing a property right here, blocking this property right here too, which is very unfortunate. So he goes in for the capture, which means that Akiz is not going to be able to get that attack right there, which would have been very good, not going to lie. That would have been a massive hit. But like I said, Lionheart just too crafty. He's not going to allow for easy hits like that to happen. Now pass it down to Akiz. Does have quite a few tanks on the field. Manages to take out a recon. Sends the tank pretty far forward, but backs it up with the anti-air and another tank right here. Now this is kind of an overextension, but we did manage to get a little bit of value out of it. So let's see what happens here. Alright, double tank by attacking the infantry over here. And I am sending my tank, or my copter, forward up here. So hopefully going to attempt to back him up here for sure. Can't really send my units too far forward after that though. Okay, so that's all we managed to do. We just inched forward. Hopefully it's going to be enough to assist him in defending this area, but we shall see. Tank comes up, takes an easy one shot. Absolutely, it's basically a free hit. I'm not going to be able to attack that guy effectively. Maybe might be able to attack it, but it's not going to be a very good trade, unfortunately. So sad days indeed. Now War Puppy doesn't attack into that. Not really worth it, especially with the battlecopter right here. If he does go in and attack it, I don't think he's going to be able to do enough damage to really warrant the attack. So definitely a smart move pulling back. Lionheart attacking my black boat. What a guy. What a bully. Absolute bully. Absolute menace going up and attacking that thing right there. Just terrible. Alright, now definitely in a pickle down in the south. They have decided to full send my HQ, which was my idea in the first place. I was thinking about full sending this HQ, but Beasts of Prey beat me to it, and now we are on the defensive. Now, are we going to be able to withstand this attack? Not sure, but Akiz, he goes up and pushes himself a little bit close over here. A little bit close indeed. Now it is my turn. Send the artillery up. Finish the cap. Send the copter in the middle. Now, I think, in hindsight, I think this was a mistake. I shouldn't have sent the copter in the middle. I don't really know what I was thinking. Actually, no, I do know what I was thinking. I was thinking that my HQ was under severe attack. So I was like, oh, I gotta get this guy over here. But that's not a good move. I should have kept my copter up here. I should have kept it just out of range, like put it like right here, and defended this area. 100%. That was a blunder and a half on my part. Definitely should not have done that. But I bust out a battlecopter and an artillery. Hopefully gonna try to ward these guys away. But War Puppy cares not for that. Goes up, sacks his infantry, gets the KO, and then busts through this line. Manages to hit the anti-air and the tank. That is a big, with a capital B, hit right there. That is a massive chunk to Team Cannon Fodder's army right there. Not feeling too hot about that one indeed. War Puppy busts out the battlecopter and a tank and base skips because he's going for copter superiority right now. Tank superiority. He's in a very, very good position indeed. Alright, Lionheart moves up, attacks my tank. Doesn't get the one hit, but takes it all the way down to 1. So, I mean, in a way, it's a one-hit, but it's just not a one-hit KO. But it is a one-hit. Oh, good stuff. All right. Very strong artillery placement as well, threatening the destruction of the black boat, which is going to be threatening a lab capture right afterwards. So things are looking quite grim over here on Team Cannon Fodder's side of the map here. But Akias is definitely rushing up here. He's trying his best to get his units into position to counter this attack right here. Now it is my turn. Let's see what we managed to do. We pull the tank back, pull the infantry back. And now what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to occupy this tile. Now, I mean, one shot, not really going to work for sure. But we'll see what happens. All right. So do a couple attacks here. I'm fighting into artillery range, which is not great. I mean, I don't want to fight into artillery range, but I don't really have a choice in the matter at the moment here. And War Puppy just shifts his army over here and takes out one of Akias' tanks, which is pretty bad. It's pretty bad for us. I'm not feeling this one, guys. Oh, these guys, they're just rushing up and doing massive damage, folks. All right, day 11 did the shift, did the attack. Now my HQ is under massive threat here. Now it doesn't even go for the HQ attack, clears the tank instead, and then attacks the artillery. Like, very good shot. And then Urban Blights takes this guy down to like 0.01, does massive damage over here as well. Attacks my fresh tank with that guy, my fresh tank. But does this so he can also get a clear on this unit, which gets a clear on my battlecopter, which is very unfortunate. Very poor choice of location to put that battlecopter. So he is dead. And doesn't even start the HQ cap, actually goes for a clear on this unit over here. So, ouch. Pretty big hit. Akias Maze follows up with the Urban Blight, strikes down a tank, goes for a capture, joins the two anti-air together for extra funds, joins the tanks together for extra funds, got 13k. 13k on the field, busts out the double missile, and resigns. Very unfortunate. So I have lost my ally for this one, but I mean, can you even be mad? Can you even be mad? I mean, the game is basically lost at this point too, with this massive army and the fact that we just lost the push over here. But regardless of the matter, I am going to continue on. I pop the hyper upgrade, and then we go in and start dealing damage, folks. That's what we are doing. We are dealing damage, and we are going to be continuing on. Now, War Puppy, day 11, goes in. I mean, he has free reign over here. You can just start capping those properties willy-nilly. Lionheart popping the normal power, not even going for a super, just popping the normal. Gets the capture. Now we have lightning strike, folks. We are super close to lightning strike, so I am gonna sack every single unit I have to get this lightning strike. That's what we're doing here, folks. Let's see how it goes. Pop the lightning strike. Boom. We are going to continue on. Now, we did manage to stop the capture here. Got them all the way down to 8, and then we get the clear. We protect our HQ, folks. Beautiful. And then we actually do a not bad attack over here. Like, we do manage to do quite a bit of damage, but it's not enough. It's not enough because we got a battlecopter and a tank here and a max with max force. Max blast, actually. That's what he's got. So he just max blasts all the way through the entire army, destroys everything, and then resigns because he's a nice guy. And now it is just me and Lionheart. Lionheart, massive advantage. I have absolutely no units on the field. He goes in and caps my HQ, and I bust out the classy medium tank with a hyper upgrade, healing this guy up to 8. Absolutely legendary. But then, insult to injury, Lionheart builds a stinky Neo tank. Absolute insult to injury right here, folks. Busts out the Neo tank last minute. Unfortunate. But we do have a nice little thing right here. We do have sort of the tank family, you know? There's a little tank, a big tank, and a stinky tank. The only thing we really need here is a mega tank, and then it would be complete. So, what a match. Congratulations, Team Beasts of Prey. These guys are definitely showing that they are one of the top contenders in the official Classy Boy Tag Team Tag Tournament. So hopefully you guys enjoyed those 2 games today. If you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe. We are going to be casting round 4 very, very soon because round 4 is finished and round 5 is being played right now. So until next time, folks, take care of yourselves and bye-bye for now.